Black Friday and Cyber Monday are right around the corner. At the time of this recording, it's November 19th, which means there's 9 days to Black Friday. And it's very important that you understand the revenue curve. Black Friday and Cyber Monday don't follow the same revenue curve. And if you don't know the difference, you can lose lots of money. All right, here's how the revenue curve actually works, especially with meta ads during Black Friday and Cyber Monday and the week leading up to it. A lot of brands make wrong decisions if they only look at ROAS in real time. Now, let's start with Black Friday itself. So, Black Friday is different than Cyber Monday in the fact that a lot of folks are taking a day off or they're working from home. A lot of people are at their family's house for Thanksgiving or just had a big family event for Thanksgiving and they took the day off. So you'll see a lot of revenue come in throughout the day with multiple spikes in the morning, in the afternoon, and then the big spikes at the end of the day as we capitalize on the scarcity. So when you're setting your ROAS targets for Black Friday, especially, it's really important to know that this is the typical revenue curve. You will see quite a bit of revenue come in throughout the day with a spike in the evening, but it's not as big of an evening spike as Cyber Monday, which I'll get to later in this video. So it's really important, especially this week as we have 9 days to Black Friday, not to look at your ROAS, not to look at in-platform ROAS, right? Think about from your customer's perspective, even if you're launching a Black Friday sale and you have a product, why would somebody buy your product today versus waiting 9 days on Black Friday to see if you have a better deal? Now, your deal could be the exact same today, but if you put yourself in the consumer's mind, does it really make sense for them to buy something today when there's probably going to be a better deal on Friday, right? So this week especially, and really leading up to any big sale moment, it's super important to look at leading indicators of performance. Now, what are those? Cost per edit cart, cost per email sign up, cost per checkout, and then a little further down, cost per click, click-through rate, CPMs, hook rate, share rate, things like that. So again, super important this week not to look at in-platform ROAS, and especially on Black Friday and Cyber Monday, not to look at in-platform ROAS and make decisions based on that, because you have to factor in the revenue curve that we expect. So most of the impressions that we're generating this week will lead to conversions next week, right? Most of the conversions from those impressions will result in purchases next week versus this week is what I'm saying. So people are in a browsing mode right now. They're saving, they're mentally shopping. They just haven't purchased yet. Black Friday revenue typically kicks in early. A lot of folks like to buy and start shopping Thanksgiving evening, so you'll see a spike there. After dinner, whether they're relaxing, watching football, or having the TV on, and or just getting home from a family event, they want to shop. So you see a lot of revenue come in Thursday night, and then Friday morning throughout the day with a spike in the evening. Now, it's very important to also understand the strategy for email marketing and just sale in general, right? For Black Friday, I recommend sending 3 emails per day. So one at 8 a.m., one in the afternoon around 12 to 2, and then one in the evening, right? In the morning, just remind them Black Friday's here. In the afternoon, remind them that there's a few hours left. And then in the evening, remind them that it's last call, okay? And this typically works really well and pairs well with what we're doing on Meta, driving traffic, getting emails, et cetera, et cetera. So this is how the curve on Black Friday works. It is very different than Cyber Monday. So you see Cyber Monday, sometimes we see a spike in the morning, but you see a massive spike in the evening. And the reason why is that a lot of people are back to work. They were just traveling for Thanksgiving, right? They're getting caught up on work. So do not be surprised if your in-platform ROAS looks horrible. Say you typically get a 2-to-1 return on ad spend and you're at a 1.3 or something around here, right? That is very normal for Cyber Monday, knowing that these impressions will convert later in the evening, right? People just have things to worry about. Think about you or people that you know. What are they doing on Monday? They're going to work, they're getting caught up, and then they're shopping in the evening, right? So I've also noticed that Cyber Monday is a bigger day for Amazon than it is for than Black Friday is for Amazon. So be mindful of that. And I typically see Again, with the time zones, people in Eastern time will wait until 10, 11, almost midnight Eastern time. You see a lot of conversions come in around the last 10 minutes or so. And you could track that to Shopify and look and see, Central time, same thing, Mountain time, Pacific time. A lot of people like to wait until the very last minute. So just be mindful of that and make sure that you set your ROAS targets with that in mind. Again, focus on leading indicators this time of year more than ever, especially this week while CPMs are cheaper than Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Really build that top of funnel awareness, knowing that those impressions, those clicks, those add to carts, those email signups will convert next week and in the weeks following. So this is the difference here. You'll see more purchases throughout the day for Black Friday with a spike in the evening. Cyber Monday will be pretty low, and then there'll be a spike in the evening. So if you understand this and you trust the data, you give yourself the best chance of success. Okay. It's very important that you know the difference between the two. And this is the Super Bowl of e-commerce. And it's a very important moment for your business, for your brands that you're working with. And so your team's counting on you, your business, all your employees are counting on you. Take advantage of this moment, understand the trends, and make decisions based on data rather than feelings. If you do that, you have the right strategy, you have strong creative, you have a strong offer, you'll see success this Black Friday, Cyber Monday. It is the best time of year to advertise on Meta. So make sure you have a good offer, make sure you understand the revenue curves, make sure that the creative is solid, make sure that the whole system is optimized so you can capitalize on all these impressions, all these clicks, all these add to carts, all these signups that we're getting the week before during this big moment. Now, if you found this video valuable, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button too. If you have questions, comments, concerns, leave those below and I'll get to them. And if you would like an audit of your Meta ad account, feel free to reach out to me on social media. Be more than happy to take a look at your ad account and make sure everything's set up properly. So thanks so much, guys. Hope you have a great Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and I will see you on the next video.